Welcome back to the Pain Game YouTube channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We got a lot to talk about today. We got a bit about Conor McGregor, some Tyson Fury news, some Ryan Garcia versus Logan Paul chat, some UFC predictions. But first, we got a bit of an announcement. See, I had a phone call the other day from a man you might have heard of. He goes by many names. One of them is His Excellency, also known as Turkey Al-Sheikh. And he says to us, love the videos, mate. I thought, love the fights. Thank you very much. I'll keep them coming. He goes to us, fancy coming over to Saudi? We watch the fights over here if you want. Says, I'd love to. Goes, you can bring your mates if you want. Says, can I? I go, they're not really that essential, to be honest. If you just want me, that's fine. I don't need, they can come. Okay, I'll bring them. So me and the lads are off to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I can't believe this. This is weird for me. This is unbelievable. I feel so grateful. And look, let's be real here. I just want to thank you lot for supporting the channel, for driving all the excitement and attention around the videos we've been doing. You know, I work hard and I really want to look after you guys and make sure the entertainment is always coming. But you guys meet me halfway by tuning in. And that's why we're getting to do something extra cool. And we're going to film everything for you lot. And even more special is we are going to attempt to do a live stream during the fight out in Saudi Arabia. I don't know what the hell it's going to look like right now, but I'm really excited. We've never done anything like this before. So a huge thank you to His Excellency and his team and everyone who's helping to make this work for us, because we just never thought this would happen, right? Little old Brian from Newcastle in Saudi Arabia was not in the script, but here we go. And don't forget, the reason I'm going is to watch one of the greatest boxing cards ever. It's 5 versus 5. It's the rivalry of Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren, finally put to bed as they pick 5 boxers each to go head-to-head in a point-scoring big match where one promotion is going to come out the winner. You've got heavyweight hitters like Deontay Wilder, like Zhilei Zhang. What chaos that is going to be. And a super stacked card, including one of the pound-for-pound greatest fighters on the planet in Dimitri Bivol, one of the only men ever to beat Canelo Alvarez. So I can't wait for this. I can't believe this is happening. We're going to be live Saturday night, 5 versus 5 from Saudi Arabia on the Pain Game YouTube channel. This is mental. So now I've got that out the way, let's talk about some fight news, sort of fighter related anyway. Ryan Garcia is being sued by Logan Paul. It's just getting worse for Ryan, isn't it? It's this all of, I tricked you. Oh, you bought it. You thought I was crazy. I kind of did say, I don't think it's all an act. And some of this crazy is just real crazy. It's not an act. He basically suggested that Prime, the drink that Logan is a co-owner of, is poisoning kids. Yeah. Now, it's one thing to say Logan Paul, you know, is he that good at wrestling? He certainly can't box, and he can't hold a candle to true Geordie at podcasting. You could say all of that. It's true. He knows I'm joking. He knows it. I am pretty good at podcasting. But it's a whole nother ball game when you go after the money. This is not just Logan Paul you're having a go at here. You're having a go at a community of people who are investors in this project who can't allow you to just say that their company is poisoning kids out here. That would be mental. So I don't know if they even have a choice but to take legal action. And as much as I don't really want this for Ryan, even though the longer this goes on, the more you kind of expect it, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes, mate. Prime is an empire, and they can't just allow people to just go around saying shit like that. I mean, that'd just be mental. Even if the entire world does not take a word Ryan Garcia says seriously, if they allow that example to continue, everyone can fucking say it, and then you've got a problem on your hands. Now, the problem for Prime in doing this is, as much as I understand it's almost necessity, you also have a problem where your brand is seen by children, by teenagers as a fun brand, and all of a sudden you're then taking on one of the most iconic celebrities in that age bracket, and then you become a little bit like the big corporation against this one idiot who's a boxer, and this could affect the way people perceive the brand a little bit. And also, just like arguing with a guy like Ryan Garcia, generally it's like that old saying of be careful who you get into a scrape with, because from a distance people can't tell the difference and you end up looking just as stupid as they are. And I've suffered from that in the past myself, believe me. And I also don't know if this is going to stop Ryan Garcia. I don't know if he gives a fuck about a lawsuit. He doesn't really seem that attached to reality. And some people just don't give a fuck about lawsuits, full stop, anyway. I do wonder if there's a capacity for this all to be settled inside of a ring, an octagon, a wrestling ring. I don't know what the hell they could do, but like Ryan and Logan are massive names. If they were to headline an event against each other, it would be massive. It would be absolutely gigantic. I just don't know if Logan would even entertain it, because Ryan can't be trusted to do business now that he just says any old shit to anyone about anything. And Logan pointed out in his video, like, you've been talking about saving the children. Where is it? He even then doctored text messages from Logan as if he was making comments about the kids in Gaza in a negative way. That's the kind of move that where people go, we can't even do business with you because you're such an idiot. And I know a lot of people will be on Ryan Garcia's side here because they don't like Logan, but if you remove the Logan situation here and just look at it from any other company, if Ryan Garcia was to say Pepsi or anything or poisoning children, you'd be getting fucking sued, mate. Now on to Conor McGregor, who's taken a leaf out of Ryan Garcia's playbook and decided he's just going to party all the way through camp. Hey, I've got to watch, so what you got? Oh, have a little look at them. Are they his missuses? So there's a girl with a leopard print dress here, who you'll see on this video is not his wife. What a surprise. Here's the other angle. So, wow. Don't worry, the woman who he's pushing down towards that is his actual missus. So we don't have to panic. He's not done anything wrong this time. And they say romance is dead. Go on, lass. Go on, in public. You are heading towards 40, and it is time to grow the fuck up, mate. Could this be a market employee like Ryan Garcia to make everyone go, oh, he's not training properly, he's on the session, what's going to happen? Is he going to turn up in shape? That would all work well if it wasn't for the fact that he's been on the lash for about 5 fucking years. The reason it made an impact with Ryan Garcia is because normally that's not what we've seen from him. With Conor, it's just Conor being Conor. So I don't know if this is like him pretending to be on a sesh or on a sesh. And honestly, does anyone give a fuck? The last time this man was in an octagon, his leg was dangling off. So even him just getting back in the cage is fairly impressive, to be fair to him. Him being on a sesh during a training camp is neither here nor there, really. But I hope he had a good night. He has actually had a few things to say about me and everyone else, if I'm being honest.
Khabib owes his bollocks to the Russian government. That's typical rat behaviour. Scurrying rat. Fight for legacy, 2 main events or something he has in the UFC. Fuck Kamaru Usman. He's a bum.
Imagine Kamaru Usman being a bum in anyone's eyes. This is one of the greatest fighters in the history of the UFC. Debatably the greatest welterweight of all time. Only George St. Pierre could have a claim to be better. And this guy's calling him a bum. This is the man, by the way, who's fought multiple times at 170 pounds, never fought an actual 170 pounder. Bearing in mind, he was in the Kamaru Usman era. Didn't want to fucking go near him. And by the way, I don't blame him. Kamaru Usman would rip him limb from limb. Unspeakable things. That would be the easiest fight of Kamaru Usman's entire UFC career. He would make what Dustin Poirier did to Conor McGregor look like a light spar. That would go bad for him. And I guess he's just saying all of this shit to try and drum up interest in his comeback fight. Fair play, but let's keep it honest. Kamaru would beat the brakes off of this guy. Couldn't think of a worse matchup.
Opinions on Tuporio. Fuck him too. Don't give a fuck about him either.
Clearly, it's a bit of a roll call. Topuria right now would smoke Conor McGregor. Prime Conor, it's a close one. It's an interesting one then.
Thoughts on Volkanovski, no thoughts as well. Fuck him too.
I mean, he defended the featherweight title a lot, something you never did. So put a bit of respect on his name, maybe. Yes, he went up and didn't manage to get the lightweight title. Why? Because that lightweight title is protected by one of the greatest lightweights of all time. Not like when you took it off Eddie Alvarez, bro. This is the real lightweight champion right now. If McGregor was in this era, the McGregor era would have looked completely different. That's the honest truth.
Leon Edwards loves a decision. He's not fighting another decision guy. Your man Bilal.
He's just shitting on the Mal, isn't he? So now he's shitting on Leon, saying he's a decision fighter. Go and fight him then. Leon Edwards would put an absolute fucking clinic on against Conor McGregor.
Do you know Aiden Ross? He was talking shit. Haven't a clue who the guy is.
That is kind of funny.
Thoughts on True Geordie? Fucking a fool, a fat fool.
At least I'm more famous than Aiden Ross. Can we just agree that for now? Conor McGregor knows who I am, doesn't know who Aiden Ross is.
Thoughts on True Geordie? Fucking a fool, a fat fool. Another nothing, a jackass.
It's a lot of words for someone who's just a nothing, isn't it? And what's funny about this is I've genuinely never been really that aggressive about Conor McGregor. I've always just told the truth of what his career is. And that's why people like him, Tyson Fury, and all these other fuckers who get upset, they just got too big of an ego to hear the truth. And they like to perpetuate lies about who they are and build themselves up into delusional levels of greatness, right? Because you have to. In order to achieve the things, to be fair to him, that Conor McGregor's achieved, you kind of need to buy into your own bullshit. And the problem with someone like me, for those people is I just burst that little balloon with a little needle of truth, and they don't like it. I'm sorry if I've hurt your feelings, Conor. Take this apology. I hope it makes you feel better. Good luck with the fight. You know, I hope you win, because it's good crack for me to have more content about you. And if you've got a few more fights left, I'll get a few more views out of it. So that'd be great for me. But let's acknowledge one thing. Michael Chandler is the easiest possible matchup Conor McGregor will get in his fucking life. This is what he's built his career on. Short guys who's got the reach, the height advantage, the speed, the technique advantage, and who basically are going to throw a big overhand right and try and land a fucking double leg takedown on him. That has been who Conor McGregor has been dismantling from day one. Chad Mendes, Eddie Alvarez, these guys are perfect for him. If he now can't beat that kind of fighter, Conor McGregor is finished in the UFC. So it's all on him now. It's time for him to show I've still got what it takes. And even though he thinks I'm a fucking arsehole, I'll be honest here, if he does come back and win, despite the injury, despite the layoff, I'll have respect for that, because that isn't easy. Even though they've given him the best matchup, just to come back from that length of time off, from that kind of injury, against an opponent who is tailor-made from him, but is dedicated and isn't taking time off the way this idiot does. If he wins that fight, fair fucks. But after that, he's probably getting smoked, I'll be honest, because Chandler's one of the few fighters who has a big name, who's limited in his skill set compared to the other guys at that level. I really love that someone said true Geordie when Chandler lands a jab, and it's me. I probably will cheer if Chandler decks him, but then I'm conflicted because Conor's good value, to be fair to him. So that clip is from the Fury versus Usyk stream, and Tyson Fury is in the news again because his promoter Frank Warren has been defending him on TalkSport. Now, you might have seen on TalkSport, Simon Jordan, much like myself, has criticised Tyson Fury in the past. Frank Warren's gone on there to defend Tyson Fury, and he's pointed at the mental health issues he's got. He said, look, he's bipolar. And then Frank says he would understand because his brother sadly took his own life when he had schizophrenia, and I think he might have mentioned bipolar as well as one of the issues he was struggling with. And he said, look, I would understand. I've been there. And respect to Frank for opening up about that. And it must have been very difficult going through the loss of his brother. But his brother is his brother. His brother isn't Tyson Fury. And these two people are separate with separate issues. And look, Tyson Fury, while he did have a mental health breakdown, and I totally accept that and appreciate that, Tyson Fury is extremely high functioning. This is a man who became heavyweight champion of the world. And while, yes, he's had mental health issues, there's levels and there's very varying degrees and differences in each person's struggle. So I think to use that as a way of explaining Tyson's actions in their entirety is unfair. This man was able to achieve the heavyweight title. He's able to then take the responsibility for his actions. And I'm even willing to accept to some degree that Tyson's words weren't always the best choice because of the bipolar disorder. Sometimes he might have been a bit more insensitive than he was meaning to be. But am I willing to accept that everything Tyson Fury said that offended people and pissed people off was just all the bipolar talking and he didn't mean any of it? Am I fuck? That argument may wash with a lot of people, but as someone who has experience with people with bipolar, it's no excuse for anyone to just act like an arsehole. And unfortunately for Frank Warren and what he's trying to do here, we just know Tyson Fury can be an arsehole sometimes. And I'm sure sometimes it is a little bit of bipolar and whatnot triggering him. I get that. But his personality is his personality. And if people have turned on him, it's his own fault. And there's only one person who can put that right, Frank, and it ain't fucking you, mate. If he wants the public approval again, it's up to him to win the hearts of the public back and actually show a bit of humility, something we haven't seen from Tyson in a long time. And I know the champions, they like to act a certain way, and I like that as well. But when you get humbled the way Fury did, what you don't do is say he got the decision because Ukraine are at war. And maybe he didn't mean that, and maybe it was just the heat of the moment, and maybe when he watches the fight back, you'll be able to say, you know what, actually I was beaten by the better man. But we're still waiting to hear that. So all we've got to go off is your words, and what they look like isn't someone with bipolar, it just looks like someone who's been a sore loser. So yeah, I mean, look, in 2024, we're very used to people just blaming everything they do wrong on mental illness, but it ain't going to wash with me. Remember, people have been watching Tyson Fury for over a decade now, and they've had well enough time to make their mind up on who this guy is. And he's continuously acted without class. If you want to undo that, he needs to be a big boy and sort it out himself and not send you to fucking TalkSport to cry and fucking try and fight his battles for him. You know, Muhammad Ali told everyone he was the greatest of all time, but he also behaved like a man of the people. And somewhere along the way, Tyson Fury stopped doing that, and that's why he is where he is with the people now. Not because of bipolar or any of the other shite you're coming out with, mate. But Frank's entitled to his opinion, and I do actually want to say I do have a lot of respect for him opening up about his brother. I just don't think that is quite relevant in what has gone on here with Tyson Fury. But I could be wrong. Let us know what you lot think in the comments below. And before I go, I'm going to do a quick UFC prediction for their upcoming event. We've got Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier in the main event. Sean Strickland versus Paulo Costa in the co-main event. I've got Sean Strickland beating Paulo Costa. I like Paulo Costa. He brings the fucking fire. This guy is a fighter through and through, and he just needs to be more active, and I think he'll be the best version of himself. But until I see that, I'm going to pick Sean Strickland. I just think technically Sean is the better fighter, and I think he was really unlucky not to get a rematch. I don't even think he lost the title fight. I think he should still be the champion, so I'm picking him to win this one. As for Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier, this is a tough one because I really rate Makhachev highly. He's a great fighter. Dustin Poirier is one of those guys. He's such a people's champion. He's such a fan favorite. He's done everything bar winning the world title, and he's kind of got this Chael Sonnen thing going on where you're like, you're just so good but can't quite get your hands on the gold. I'd love him to win this, but I've got to pick Makhachev. I mean, he's only lost one fight, man, and he just seems to get better and better, and that last win was massive against Volkanovski. So I'm going to pick Makhachev, but I will be delighted for Dustin if he wins it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Big love to all of you lot who keep supporting the Pain Game. If you haven't already hit the like button, I can't wait for this week. We have a huge live show live from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. 5 versus 5. Two of the biggest punchers in heavyweight history. Zhang versus Wilder. It's going to be electric. I can't wait for it. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you on Saturday night.